together. But this is where I leave you. This is as far as I can go. Even if it means that this is the last time that we are shifting finally with the patterns of the changing wind, and you will be forced to live now with your fucking armor removed in front of a bare window that I may still hide behind. Willingly, I have begun to shed the anticipation of the outcome I had first imagined. You could never see anything as alive as these fucking shadows that were ever elongating, coming as a wave that colored you with its expanding pigment. But such is this continuous imposition of will, mine over yours, that has defined us as who we are. You reduced in my hands, but regretting nothing for what it has revealed. Little by little, bit by bit, you have been growing, further than I am willing to let go. As now, the time has come, and it has all changed without effort. Look at me, like every other boy, bracing for light. And the nights are no longer sufficient. Every touch seems to only refine my cruelty, as a ripple, as a pulse from something detonated beneath the water. Like a concealed weapon, fostering a wave that will level me and return this room to silence.
Sturdy upon the stairs, descending to meet me, surprised as always that I have called again. The presence of the empty bottle in your hand determines that you will not refuse me, but fall entirely into the same escalating pace of contact. Beginning as we recount leveled days filled with accomplished routines, bland, rehearsed conversation, a pattern that builds upon the frustration until we are free in the defaced landscape of our flesh, blending our vile colors together, stabilizing the image I can only partially receive, to be tolerant enough to play out each fetish completely, molding it into something as perverse as the desire that created it. Inside you, I know the hurt still survives, that you are proud of your weakness, the real you, the inferiority that vaults itself into an arch submission, protracted across hours with nothing given in return, broken like a dog, cowering at my feet, begging for an end, piecing together what had been at first left for imagination to complete, so that nothing can exist outside this bubble of limited possibility, trained as a behavior to hinder all resistance. The remaining tension driving us backward, damned as rare animals, extinct, unable to evolve, thriving nonetheless in the skin that is itself its own boundary, that cannot be surpassed, to feel completely and wholly one. you left me to survive. As the last of the birds lies blind. I wish I could return you to that stranded night across the gray ruined beach, wave upon wave along the grassy shore, where I first discovered you, following the red trail in front of the broad sea shrinking back, hidden beneath the swollen rows of soaked clover. You wait, watching the silent rising water, listening for the wind to change as it cuts against my stained form, which receives every speaking shadow that's been severed apart. Each door open to the many untouched rooms. All of my violence means nothing now. All of my love for you, all of your love for me. Even though you repeat your prayers, you are still dying with the rest of the world. Even now, I wish I could have gone down in that distant ship to let the sea fill me up, to let the light rise and cleanse my line of sight. I have left you, burning inside me, with your salted wind, watching the desert breathe with impossible distance, unfolding continuously through your endless hallways, containing only the lightning and these things I have wanted to say, scattered within this fucking letter, as scarlet as the mark I have left upon your door. Candles lit only on special occasions to keep the smell from rising up from that place where you first fell. Is this the kind of whore that you wanted to be? Sweet as the pig, sour as the shit trembling on the vine, amidst the gathering crows, burned in the box in which I buried you. Too hurt to be sorry. My skin no longer a shield, no longer strong enough to resist the unrelenting penetration of the circus in every song that you sing. All you have left is holding me, like you do every time you sing. So, as the bells sound through the noise, chasing winter sequence, will you sing to me, washing me over with the weight of your colors raining down on me, gentle as the touch that sets each tear in motion over the memories of the broken meadows, and the soundless, and the salted sea. a dry paradise remain, inside a portion of a faulty existence. A kingdom of heaven where I have lived while you were hidden. The mundane passivity of an expired girl, growing brighter now, overwhelming the details that are lost in the expanding color. Identity as a fucking struggle for truth, a near physical split. Certain waves of isolation surge within your shaking, shedding fresh tears for someone you used to be. The remorse, a sobering malaise, momentary and fleeting, something you had begun to create and left unfinished, like the hint of inherited wounds that never fully fucking emerge, never come that fucking close to the surface, but continue to unwind from within, like all unwanted extrinsic things, threatening to break the shape of a base disguise. You promised me that the ending would be near, that I would stop wanting this, and what this could never be. The silent rage punctuating the notes I begin to write, too preoccupied with the pretense of the opening door to complete without dense hesitation. So easy to discard given the choice of seeing you emerge, your body exposed in the plunging light, trying to re-establish the lost connection between us, with your tiny swimming fingers moving like grain, changing direction in my hair, the audible whispers of your coarse breathing resounding through the fire. The hot, rippling wind racing across my accepting skin, through the cool spring night becoming summer in our eyes, framed by the storm, captured in the shift of the sudden open, holding this already fractured moment in a prolonged stillness, preserving it for the whole of another year. But even now, with the sin barely complete, you are pulling away, returning to that hidden place where you are, and I am left alone with the traces of paradise, searching for water through each of its arid kingdoms. Dreamed as a colorful haze, you yourself are in the way. Rules first overlooked are now slowly deserted along with all great expectations. These words, a proof of life rolled into the wind, expanding into the crowded width of this threshold where your steady hands are raised.
balanced in the slight of all my dark. Weightless, with the grace of autumnal flowers perishing on your face, you fall down on me before the shoreline laid like a hospital, deserted. The ocean like a wound unattended left to blister over the sand, with the remaining pieces of me starting to change, drowning in your own seas beginning, under the sheets of the gathering rain. Clusters of sage, raised by the gulls picketing your window, awaiting the hour when they will be free to depart over the vast, moist asphalt in another year where you move without touching water. The sun bleeds for you, disturbing the blue of the still glowing border as you call out. And I stand by your bed, by the window, thinking about the last time I had been fucked hard. The last time I did what I needed. I stand by your bed, by the window, watching the water from the trees fall, repairing a fissure on a surface that is ever widening, moving ever forward, turning amber on the staircase where it will always be summer, moving ever forward, descending into a new season, marred by death, the same way the autumn was scarred. If you had died then, in that dream I had as a child, I could have divorced you then, and not suffered with you now, watching you along the hours, extending your wilting fingers, and letting one last kiss fall. Lucid, perhaps, or finally leaving for good, teasing me like the ocean against the sand, whose touch is known only by the shape it leaves as it rolls back, tearing pieces of the fallow grain from the damp coastal garden.
chase the rise. Inhaling my own salt breath atop the shell, letting loose across the plies of daylight that we made, set into the charred horizon, where we take our vow to let the night both begin and end, and let me woe the aftermath in this time of unmasking. I am bartering to gain a purpose that won't be nullified, with each fallen word lifted into the soft illusion presiding over this finite rehearsal. Your legs stretched across the table, your body being swallowed by the heat, radiating like a memory, fading out, light flickering in your face from the remaining embers of a profound man going extinct, beginning to show your naked vessel, sitting awake in the same way that graves sit silently. This has to be some type of unidentified genius. This time you have chosen to cascade yourself until empty onto my deaf ears and my numb face as the blood enters, and I struggle to consume the inevitable stream of the sins we have spilled in the dark. Faded from your original pilgrimage, searching for a direction in the quiet of your closed eyes. You, too, are receding like a ghost to a final void, leaving my body to rot atop a collapsed mattress, broken across the stillbirth on the once arid sheet, still trembling like a live wire, questioning further the steps I need to take within this darkness, watching rain and low falling across the scatterplot through the parting that last night in Atlantic City, from across the water when Philadelphia burned like gold. Just say the word. Just say the fucking word. Fallen. The black hands of a destiny too complex to fathom. Grip at my throat. Why? When all about me in perpetual motion, I am still, frozen as time flows past in rivers, too much given for so little reward. I demand more. Time steals everything. Words don't come as easily. I become invisible as vanity pleads. Ego diminishes under flickering candlelight. The fear hangs like a black cloud, the sun obliterated. Efforts to experience more than this become tiresome and futile. One last shot at something worthwhile is stolen by lethargy and procrastination. The bleak darkness, broken by a square of light. The room now full of images, tortured, fucking painful images, burnt onto retina. The tranquility of ignorance, brainwashed thoughts, suppressed hope, crushing my blackened soul, not as an unfeeling beast, but smashed to a soft pulp. Empathy, the ever-selfish tool. Kindness, once the enemy, now the willing fool.
Bear witness to the failure of a tired man. Give me the fucking strength to indulge one last fucking pleasure. One act of compassion for my own ends to please this mind. Do keep me away from what it is I seek. Do you know it? Do you know how it feels? Do you know how easy it would be to know how the fucking scum of this world see it? As if there were a fucking choice. Well, here it is, the second lesson. Who would choose this fucking life? And who would choose these passions? Life could have been so easy had we taken another path. You know who I am. Do you sense it? Do you know who I am when I pass by? Do you know who I am when you stop and think? Do you know who I am when you speak? Do you know who I am when you come over? Are we friends? Do you know what that means? Is it possible that this will be our last day together, and you'll spend the rest of your life wondering why I did it, why I broke the code, why I took the chance, why you thought I didn't give a shit about the consequences. There are always consequences, and they are always the best part. Learn to control these, learn to live with these. Learn to fucking deal with these, and your worries are over. And let this be your first lesson, and let this be the last, because you won't get a second chance. Stinking apartment, hovel hole, cheap looks, blood is thicker than water, drain hole vision, your blood is my blood is your blood, it's fucking dark in here, this is my home, a penny for your thoughts, a penny for your soul, a penny for your ass. Who said this life is fucking right for you? Who said you were fucking better than this? There is a top, and there is a bottom, and you are where you fucking belong. You will always be where you fucking belong. You asked me to be polite for respect. Are you still full of contradictions? You want to share the same bed. You asked me to take what little dignity you have left. You asked me to kiss your blistered mouth. You asked me to speak to you kindly. You want it. You want me to lie. You want me to dignify your request with a reply. You want my respect. You want me to respect your wishes, right or wrong, because nothing as an answer is not what you want to hear. I wouldn't feel the thing if you walked away now. I wouldn't feel the thing if you died in front of me. And you'll spend the rest of your life wondering, what did I do to deserve this? I asked for nothing. You won't even speak the same language. We are miles apart, but so far out, you are still the closest to me. And yes, someone always gets hurt in a divorce. Pride as a weakness, not a simple fucking man. You have no will. Life has both weakened you and given you strength, frustrated that the unconscious self does not match the self-image of the conscious you. Well, you're still only skimming off the top. No room for weak thoughts now. Will there ever be a complete picture, the real you, or are you too scared to show it? You cannot breathe, you wear your personality so tight, the burden of your schooling has created nothing, the burden of your creation has left us with nothing, and your post-Christian humanity weeps from every pore of your writing, and your guilt is your whole, and you're fucking lightweight if you don't get it. You haven't lived, you haven't understood a fucking thing, and if life has taught you anything, well then, these steps will make a staircase, and you are going to follow it up, or you are going to follow it down, pretender to a non-existent throne. Come in, show me what you've got. Hit me with your best shot. Or has love ripped out your throat? No solid beginning or ending, a part of me. What fucking section, what fucking station is this? Too hurt to be sorry, too near to be distant again. Like an abused child feeding on the forced affection. I want you to penetrate me, I want you to swallow me, to breathe me in. I don't want to be forgiven, I don't want to be mitigated. I want to be your servant. I want you to fucking punish me. I want to die at your feet begging. There's no need for language. There's no need for regret. Once played on my solitude, once played on my guilt and my need for retribution. Responding with your will to dominate, responding with your will to control, will to dominate, your will to dominate, responding with your will to control, your will to dominate, responding with your will to control, your will to dominate, responding with your will to control. And maybe you will learn that I actually want this to happen. Maybe I actually want the power, and maybe this choice is actually all I have. That will give me meaning. That will give me strength to remain open, to remain receiving, to remain nothing. '89 until Mayfield. Years running, with you dying beside me the whole way. Carved from the skin of a hog I had first tried to reshape, falling into straight lines from a contrived fiction. Throughout this kingdom I had failed to name. I've come to spin this fucking wrecking ball around me, rotating the prayers away from your idle rosary. As now I am dying to breathe in the smell of your waste, like the rising dust of an imploded building, newly ruined with nothing left to reconstruct, only elevating this state of communion to an intimacy reaching beyond sex, beyond the fucking threshold of boredom. So just tell me where this will all fucking end. Even if it's in stages, even if it's to be carried out over time. I've lived too long in this prison, and I can go only so far without question, without exception, bowing before the light that must come, into which you are receding. Buoyant as the dream that you would deny me the pleasure of losing you, of ending you. Naturally, as the faculties of a fucking limb that comes to be numb over time. My ignorant hands, so tarnished and worthless, bathed in blood, dirty, as now I have laid them into the softening earth. After the storm has struck suddenly in the afternoon, and I thought the rain was somehow relevant as it interrupted the sunburn, and you were unable to die under the eaves where each swallow is hidden. I am holding on to the ponies until you have left your space, with the puzzle set around the table waiting to be recreated, the rows flattened by the weight of each empty page, where I have held the scent of the sun for you, as the red becomes your color and you wander into the clover, trying to narrow it down.
Nude and full of wounds, I have come to see you, standing on your feet through the wrong of your wreckage, spilling around me in the puddles of the past pursuit. Nude and full of wounds, carved as a hero, I have come to watch you like a drug, bringing an idle peace, forgiving all my prior solutions. Nude and full of wounds, turning the other way, I have come to lie with you, embedded in the cotton, burning on the verge of life. Nude and full of wounds, unclear what will follow, I have come to die with you, in a charity of ours, guided by the faults that we are. charity of ours, I have come to die with you. Unclear what will follow. Nude and full of wounds, burning on the verge of flight. Embedded in the cotton, I have come to lie with you. Turning the other way. Nude and full of wounds, forgiving all my prior solutions like a drug, bringing an idol piece. I have come to want you carved as a hero. Nude and full of wounds, in the puddles of a past pursuit, spilling around me through the wrong of your wreckage. Standing on your feet, I have come to see you. Nude and full of wounds. The wind through the house interrupts the sound of the sea to which I had been listening. Retracting the puzzle I know I will never complete. Waiting for time to expire and the sand to run through the glass. With the wind of my visions carefully engaged as the sun and the temperature burn out, and this fever I have dreamed comes as a dream once again, leaving me to deteriorate in the perimeter of the barely furnished room. A vacuum of shadows pressing into what little light remains, dissolving another border as my hand moves away from the wound I had left open. Ruined myself throughout these daytime hours that collect like persistently falling leaves. I can still see you coming across the water in the onset of the night from a point where the sands fail to meet atop a boat leaning into the slow ebb of each dividing wave. The tiny light of the interior cabin illuminates the slumping sail as you approach, drifting into the soft sand, running aground to facing the smooth surface crafted by the moving sea as you will begin to reshape me with the same interpreted devastation, turning what is left of me into a figure of ash to be dispersed into the wind that I had once listened to through the slanted windows before the ceiling had fallen with an entire season's worth of rain. Disturbances abound in the great house as the winds move through the halls, moaning, calling me back to that stark room. From your now bent sails to see your message sent like a missive candle placed in the center of the dark, joining me to this rhythm, forcing the flame inside, welcoming the sensation of being wiped away, rendered blank, as I lay back like an abandoned shell, waiting to be filled by another wave, with the last roll of energy moving through me. I become silent like a disconnected machine.
heat has gone to a break in the ice as I chase you through a beginning winter to your boat in hopes that you will depart from the shore and join the sea. And that sound that I only hear when I listen through the window and look beyond the dancing flame. Stand with me and witness the rain beginning. Speak to me in a dying whisper that flows like the fall. Open for me as the sky does for the passenger ascending to the crest of the open road, where you will receive me into your divide. Even with the harsh wind coming across the winter sea, it is still you who takes my breath away. Bare skin like the rolling dunes rendered further awake by the cascading moonlight. And behind the exposed door, slowly turning around, you showed me finally your flowing waves as your strange dress fell to the floor like the motion of the sea. You are perfect against my skin, reaching me as the waters do, washing over the sand, folding me inside your deserted house for centuries, landing on the same frozen beach before the carved ancient stone. And here, I fall onto the pages of an album where I have arranged your remains, scattered in black and white and scarlet pieces, wiping the lipstick away from my face as though I'd never kiss you, but I'm still tied at the tongue, unable to speak, unable to fucking say goodbye. If you are still able to dream, I hope you dream alone the way I dream alone without you, sleeping for days in the drawn shrouds of a silent room, still transfixed by your soul's opening menagerie, preserved without the fear of death, once struck by your lips and wounded forever, running red again as I am burning up, turning to ash against your skin, pass from your hands to spill into the chaste wind, where I am eternal, and so is this space and this time as I envelop you, overtaken slowly like the arch at the beginning of a great forgotten city, being swallowed